can also order the writers in the list. And I wrote an article about this on the FME Evangelist. So if you go to fmeevangelist.com, and if you don't remember this number, just search for airport, because I compared the process to an airport waiting room. And I'll show you a demonstration of this just to show what I'm talking about there. So here I'm reading and writing the same data. I'm reading them out to two different formats. I'm writing the zip codes out to shape and the addresses out to GML. So I'm just going to run that translation here. And so this tip works when we have multiple writers in the workspace. And you can see the log perhaps says multi-writer writing features. So again, that took 7.6 seconds, and memory usage was about 200,000 kilobytes. And what's happening there is that when FME writes data to two or more writers, it's caching the data right at the very end before it writes it out. So what we can do there, we can make sure that the writer that's getting the most data is actually at the top of the list and being written first. And that way we're clearing the bigger amount of data out of the cache faster and using less memory. So again, I can do that by making sure the one writer is above the other. Now, which writer here has got more data going to it? Well, it seems fairly obvious it's going to be the address writer, because it's got 36,000 features compared to 8 zip code boundaries. So really I should make sure the address is above in the output. So I just dragged it above in the output. Remember, it took 7.6 seconds and over 200,000 kilobytes. So this time we run it 1,000 kilobytes. So we've basically chopped off about 10% of the time and 25% of the memory usage just by moving one writer above the other at like a 2-second change. So again, if you've got a 2-day process that you can chop 10% of the time off, 25% of the memory, then that's really going to have an effect. Even with a 4-hour workspace, I think that's going to be quite useful to do. It's going to save you a significant time. So yeah, that's just moving one writer above the other within the Navigator. So the basic rule there is pick which writer's got the most data and make sure it goes to the top of that list. And well, which one here has got the most data? Well, it seems obvious that it's the one with the most features. Not necessarily the case. Really, you've got to take into account the amount of data as well, the amount of vertices. So although there were 36,000 addresses, they are only point features, whereas the zip code boundary is only 8. But they're quite complex polygon boundaries. So maybe the gain in time there wasn't that huge because the difference in the sizes of data isn't that big. But obviously the bigger the difference in the two data set sizes, the bigger the performance improvement you're going to get by moving that data to the top.